What's good, traders? Welcome to day 12 of the bootcamp. Today we're going to be talking about how to deal with losses and what not to do and what to do when you take a loss, okay? Now, I am no stranger to losses. I take losses on a day-to-day basis. Even till now, I still take losses. I think the other day I was speaking about how I took a $1,200 loss. I've even in my early stages, I've blown many accounts, guys. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's inevitable. You're gonna take losses within the market, you're going to lose in the market, and it's totally normal, okay? What's not normal is the way you handle the loss, okay? And this is where everyone has their own reaction to it, okay? Now, most of you might relate, most of you won't relate, but this is what I went through when I used to take losses. And especially when I was in the market, I used to take losses and then try and revenge trade. And revenge trading is something that will lead to failure, that will lead to you blowing accounts. Now, if you're watching this boot camp, I'm going to try my hardest for you guys to never blow your account. But guys, I'm going to be honest with you, it's up to you whether you want to blow your account or not. If you don't listen to me and you don't have the discipline and you're just trying to flip your money and you want to, flip your account, go ahead. You're going to lose a lot of money in this, right? And so when I was trading, and I used to watch loads of videos about, dealing with losses and how you need to kind of stay away from the markets when you take losses. And I learned it the hard way. I lost a lot of money. I've lost many $1,000s in the market, and I've lost funded accounts due to it. And it's not a nice feeling. It really does make you feel like trading is not for you. And I've had that. And I've done it so many times till right now I'm just numb. Like I just don't feel it. And I want you guys to kind of get to that level, even though it sounds like, it sounds terrible, but I want you guys to get to that level where losses are numb and you just, move on and you wait till the next trade. But honestly, guys, like losses are not something that you should be afraid of. Like you should like losses because even though, yes, you're losing money, you're learning a valuable lesson when you hit losses. You learn more when you hit losses than when you're in a winning streak. And that's just how it is. And it builds character, it builds you as a trader. If you guys take a loss and you give up, that's your character, that's who you are. And unfortunately, you just won't succeed in the market. If you want to succeed in the market, you need to understand that losses are normal. And the way I look at it is we need to manage our losses. We need to manage the losses that come within trading. Because with any other business, with any other investments, we are going to see a bit of drawdown. We are going to see the market go down and we are going to see, losses here and there. We're not going to always be in a winning streak, and we might even be in a losing streak for like many months, right? And it's okay to be in that losing streak. What it is you don't want to lose yourself. In reality, you don't want to lose yourself when it comes to this. When I was trading, I made like crazy amount. I think I made $1,000 in a day, and I've told this story many times, even to my students, that I made money, and then within like a few months, I lost like half of it. And the way I felt, it wasn't a nice feeling. And I gave up in trading for like 9 months. I just didn't look at the charts. I didn't look at anything. And I just thought trading's not for me. And I just moved on. And then when I look back and I was like, this is my character. Like trading was fun. Trading was enjoyable. I actually kind of understood trading. This was something that I understood. And like you guys, you probably feel the same way when you take losses. Like, is it really for me? And trading is not something that it chooses you. You chose the markets. You chose to live this life. You chose freedom. You chose to get that financial freedom. You chose to be part of this community. And so you cannot, guys, like you cannot let losses manage your journey. You cannot let losses determine whether you're going to succeed or not, because everyone takes losses. The best of traders take losses. I've seen top traders take losses. I've seen rookies take the same losses, right? And so for me, when I realized that and I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to take losses, but let me manage them in a way so that when I hit losses, it's not as much. And when I hit wins, it covers my losses. And so even if I do go through like a losing streak, I know that it will only take me 3 wins to win that back, let's just say, for example, right? And I know it's not going to be specifically like that. I know a lot of you probably blown accounts and it's your last money. And I totally, guys, I understand that, right? I started trading at 18 years old. I didn't have a job. I was using, my parents' money, and I was trying to flip accounts, and I kept blowing large accounts like $100, $200, right? And that time that was large for me. And I then scraped down to $10, and I said, you know what? Because my broker, the minimum I could put in was $10, and I could put high leverage. I said, you know what? I'm gonna humble myself, and I'm gonna do a micro lot size, so 0.01 lot size, and I'm going to practice my trading, because you can't. It takes a while for you to lose on a micro lot size on a $10 account. Probably takes like a week or two if you want to blow it, right? And every time I did this $10 account, guess what happens? I kept failing, right? Reason why is because I over risked. I went to 0.05. I went to literally a standard lot size. You couldn't even do it. And I tried to make sure I can do it. And every time I lost, I would top up another $10. And that was the wrong thing that I was doing. And the reason why I was wrong, and at the time I thought it was good because, it's only $10, doesn't really matter. But the reason why it was wrong is because I was just trying to flip. And I was trying to just, make money out of such small amounts. Like, if that was the case, and if I can turn $10 to $1,000, and I could do it on a consistent basis, everyone will be able to do it, because I'm no special in the markets. Yes, I might be a few years, experienced compared to you guys, or you might be more experienced than me, and I might be a little bit more profitable. You could be profitable like me, right? But at the end of the day, I was not that experienced at that time, and I was not. Flipping accounts is not the motion that I'm trying to take, and you guys shouldn't really go through that motion either. You should, guys, please, like, I promise you guys, it will take a while, but you need to learn that when you take a loss, you learn that that loss is because of you. If you feel pain after loss, it's because of you. Why? Because you over risked, right? When you place a trade, the mindset that you need to have is when you place that trade, you forget about the money that you had in the account. So, for example, if I have a $100 account and I'm risking, let's say, $20, as soon as I place that trade, I'm like, okay, cool. $20 is gone. I've risked that. It's in the market right now. It's either I'm going to lose that $20, which is fine because I've already programmed my brain to understand that, or what's going to happen is I will win some money, or I'll be break even and not lose anything, or I'll win money and I'll be happy. I'll be content. Okay. And so when you change your perspective and you actually, okay, I risk this much, it's gone, it is what it is, and you kind of have this numb feeling in your body or in your mindset, you're gonna treat losses a bit differently, because now you're not risking your whole account on one single trade. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, if you're a beginner, and this might sound harsh, but there's no reason for you to risk your whole account. The first few years of your trading, you should never even risk 50%. The maximum I'll say to risk is 5%. So if you're risking 5% on a $100 account, which is only $5, but you can make $15, right? If you have a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio, do that. Don't just risk like 50% and then you lose and you're trying to now make that money back, because that's a cycle that's gonna happen on and it's gonna keep happening, guys. Like, I need you guys to understand that cycle is gonna, you're not going to be the exceptional one. And I know this sounds harsh, but it's the reality. You're not gonna be that lucky trader that turns $100 to $1 million. Like, that's just not going to happen. That's not realistic, right? So if you guys want to succeed in this game, you need to play by their rules. You need to play by their game, and they don't want you to win. So if they don't want you to win, right? If the markets don't want you to win, the only way you can succeed is by playing their game and knowing and understanding that when you lose, you're still at advantage, right? And the only way you're at advantage is when you already know how you're gonna feel when you take that loss, when you're already taking that loss before they even give it to you, right? And so when you turn that mindset and you shift it a bit, you'll realize that it doesn't actually matter of what I lose or what I win, as long as I find my setups, as long as I am patient with my setups, and as long as I am risking that same amount. And yes, you have to be robotic a bit, right? But be robotic at least for the first few years. Now, yes, if you want to risk a little bit more, it's your choice. You can completely risk. If you want to risk 20%, you can risk 20%. If you want to risk 10%, you can risk 10%. If you want to risk 5%, it's up to you. But just know that mentally, put it in your brain that every trade you take, this is the loss you're going to take. And if you can't handle that, you need to lower your risk. And you need to lower it immediately. I will not place a trade knowing that I can't handle that loss. Now, I'm not going to say I'm Mr. Perfect. I'm not going to say that every single time I trade, I don't let my inner thoughts control me. Yes, it does control me. Yes, it does. Sometimes I look at the chart, I'm thinking, I could actually flip my account. Like, this setup is so clear. But do you know what I do at that moment? I stop myself and I say, hey, listen, you're going back to that old you where you're a rookie, right? And I'm like, you know what? I'm not a rookie. I've taken many losses on that same thought process. I'm not going to do it again. And I'm not going to do it again because I've lost many times because of that. So, therefore, I'm not going to do it. And I'm going to lower the risk. And to punish myself, I'm going to lower my risk even more because I said I was trying to be greedy. Now, on my screen, I always have a saying, about greed, right? And the reason why I have this saying is to remind me that, listen, I don't want to lose my money. I don't want to do that. I want to make money in this game. So I'm going to play the game that the market's playing. And even though I'm not in favor of the markets, I'm going to be 2 steps ahead of them and say, hey, you thought that this loss is going to hurt me? It ain't hurting me, right? This loss is not going to hurt me. And guys, the only way you can deal with these losses is by controlling them. You need to be in control of the markets. You chose financial freedom not to be a slave to the markets, not to be the person that's staring at their screen 24/7 while the market's going, or you can't sleep because you're scared that you might lose this trade. If you're scared to lose a trade, sorry guys, you need to lower your risk. Yes, you might not get rich overnight, but that's not the game. The game is not to be rich overnight. The game is to build wealth over time. The game is to be good at it. And you'll get to a point where you'll be patient, you'll be good at the game, you will handle your losses, and you'll be great at trading. And the only reason why you could be great at trading is when you manage these losses. So a tip that I would say is I would definitely, if I was you and you can't handle your losses, speak to a friend, speak to a family member. Now, I know it's difficult to speak to family members, especially when it comes to trading. I was actually fortunate enough that my dad actually, he was fine with me trading and he actually supported me. My girlfriend supports me, so I can go to them. But find someone that can support you in your trading game and tell them that, listen, every time I risk too much, and tell them the log, like, be truthful with them and tell them that every time I risk too much, punish me in some sort of way. If it means that I'm not allowed to trade for a week, or I'm not allowed to touch this account, or have to go back into a demo account, do that. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that, give up if you can't handle this. You have to train yourself. Right now, you're like a baby in the markets. You know, you can't handle the markets right now. You can't handle, $10 risk or $20 risk or even $100 risk, right? If you can't handle that, lower the risk. Okay. And sometimes even when I take losses, I go to paper trading and I say, you know what, I'm gonna paper trade for a bit, get right back into my mindset. Or sometimes I take a break. And guys, it's okay to take a break. Like, you don't have to trade every single day. That whole facade that people say that you have to trade every single day, you have to trade every second of the day. Don't listen to them, because the more you trade, in reality, is the more losses you can take. The more you're exposing yourself to lose in the market, right? So what I like to do is I use my girlfriend, for example, and I tell her that, look, if I lose, it's okay. But if I lose too much, you need to tell me that, listen, you cannot trade today, right? And do the opposite, right? When you win and you're on a crazy winning streak, slow down, right? If you feel like your ego's, taking control of you, slow down, right? So what happens now is you have someone external to you kind of overlooking you, and this is just as a beginner, right? And this is just, even when you're intermediate, or even if you're an advanced trader, you can still do this, because this will be way beneficial than you trying to battle your thoughts. Your inner thoughts are always going to win, because that's what you internally feel. So if someone else is telling you that, listen, stop trading because I can clearly see you're greed trading and you're trying to flip your account, right? Then listen to them and have this person there at all times, and give them logs and tell them that, listen, like, today I took this win, yesterday I took this loss, but the loss was a bit too much. And in reality, you should look at your spreadsheet and you should see your losses should be consistent. Even if you are taking losses, your losses should be a consistent number, right? Your wins doesn't have to be that consistent. You can take partials, you can take your wins whenever you like, but your losses should be consistent at least. And the reason why I say this is because sometimes, with wins, you can have like a massive win, like a $500-600 win, and you might have like a $10 loss, right? But as long as you keep that $10 loss throughout the trading game and you let your winners ride and you let them go, that's completely fine. Just make sure, guys, you do not move your stop loss. Keep that $10 risk. Yes, if the market stops you out, totally fine. The market stops you out, find another opportunity. Every time the market stops me out, do you know what I think? I think, you know what? There's a better price, better strategy, better setup. I can take it, and I will wait until I see a better opportunity, because right now the market moved crazy, stop me out. I'm going to wait for a better opportunity, and then I'm going to go right back into the markets and I'm going to take profit. And every time I hit stop loss, I think, you know what? I could have had a better entry if I was patient. And I tell myself, be patient. Now, I'm not telling you to be too patient, because too patient is also wrong. You shouldn't be too patient in your trades, because you're just building more fear. You're building more anxiety. You have to take those trades. Even if you feel like the trade's not in your favor, or you feel like this is not a good setup, still take the trade, lower the risk, see how it goes. If it hits win, it hits the win. If it hits a loss, you didn't lose that much, right? But always make sure that every time you see a setup, just take it. Like, that's the risk of the game. You just got to do it. And 9 times out of 10, the trades that you're scared of, sometimes it just hits take profit and you're like, wow, okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty decent, right? So making sure that when you take a loss, speak to someone that supports you and tell them that, hey, look, when I take losses, I tend to like revenge trade and I tend to blow my account. And see your trades, like see what happens. Look at your losses. Does your losses increase while your profits decrease? If that's the case, that means you're revenge trading. And if you're revenge trading, you're going to blow this account. So therefore, tell them that, look, if I say to you, I want to risk $10, any losses that I take above $10 per trade, obviously, because sometimes you want to trade more in one day, that's fine. If you want to, if I see you have now like a $20 loss, I'm going to come to you and I'm going to say, hey, look, you took a $20 loss. You told me you want to take a $10 loss. Why did you increase your lot size? Okay, you wanted a greed trade. Okay, that's fine. Totally fine. But are you okay with this loss? No, you're not. Okay, stop trading. Just stop what you're doing. Don't trade. And recalculate yourself and think to yourself, was it worth it? Was it worth risking more to lose more? What, because you were trying to make 5 figures off a trade? If you can't make $100 off a trade, what makes you think you can make $1,000 or $10,000, right? You don't have that capital, guys. You haven't experienced yourself. Trading is a game and you got to level up. You can't start on level 100. You got to start from the zero and make your way up. You don't deserve to flip your account. You don't deserve to risk $20 if you can't humble yourself and risk $10. I'm sorry. Like, I have to be honest with you guys, because you're going to keep blowing your account. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I've gone through it. I have gone through blown accounts after account after account after account. I got so frustrated. I told myself, that's it. I'm not even gonna, I have $1,000 account. I'm still gonna risk $10. Why? Because I've had enough of blown accounts. I've had enough. And the only way I'm going to learn is by humbling myself and just taking the W's, even if it's $5 win. It is what it is. Even if it's a $10 win, it is what it is. I need to make my way to the top. The way I'm going to make my way to the top is securing the $10, practicing, then winning 20, then winning 30, then winning 40, winning 50, 60, 100, 200, and keep going like that. I told my Discord server, I said to them that, hey, look, challenge yourself. First be consistent with $10, then try 25, then try 50, then try 75, then try 100, and get to the point where you can make $100 a day. All you need is $100 days, right? To actually start to see progress. That's all you need, right? $100 days. Yes, you hit losses, but look, guys, if you have a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio, to make $100, you need to risk $33, right? And if you have like a $500 account, $33 is not that much. So it is possible. It is very, very possible to make $100 a day, even with a small account. You just need to train and you need to practice on a live account, by the way. Don't practice on a demo account, because that doesn't count. Practice on a live account. And once you practice on a live account, you start to understand the emotions, right? Because You don't know. Maybe when you get to $100, things might become easy, but that's the trick, right? The market is never easy. Your psychology is never easy. If you believe that the market is easy, right? Watch when you're losing $1,000, you're gonna feel scared. You're gonna get worried, and you're gonna be like, damn, I lost $1,000. I need to make my $1,000 back. And you're not gonna realize that that's because you skipped levels. You need to first understand that to lose $1,000, you need to be making at least $5,000-6,000 profit, right? And so even with me, when I lost the $1,000, right, a few weeks ago, I didn't lose it in one trade. I lost it over like 5, 6 trades. And so for me, that was my losing streak, but I bounced right back. I stopped trading for the week and I went back to the trenches and I watched my old videos and I back tested again. I blacked out my charts because of psychology. I thought, you know what, let me go back to my old ways, right? It's winter and I really want to, end the year of great. And I can't end the year of great if I've blown the account because I'll have no account left, right? And the more numb you get to your wins and losses, the better it is. So the few tips I'm going to give you guys before I end off this video is, number one, speak to someone that can help you, that can support you, and that can discipline you. Because not all the time you can do it by yourself, and it is very, very difficult. And if you don't have anyone that will support you, join my Discord server and drop me a message. I get students message me. I get viewers like you message me on a regular basis asking for help, dropping me, their chart, saying, listen, is my charts good? I will respond. So if you don't have anyone that supports you, and that's totally fine, not everyone's gonna have anyone that supports you. I'm there to support you guys. So don't worry. Okay, number two is I recommend you to start having daily and weekly drawdown limits, right? And I actually learned this from funded accounts. I never used to use this until funded accounts got established and I started looking at the rules and I was like, this is actually a good rule. And so I started to use that same system within my trading strategy and I started to say, okay, cool. On a daily basis, I don't want to lose no more than, for example, $1,000. And on a weekly basis, I don't want to lose more than, let's say, $2,000. Okay. Now, it doesn't have to be that high. For example, if you have a $100 account, tell yourself, okay, I don't want to lose $10 in a day, but in a week, I don't want to lose around $25. So that gives you a bit of room. And then also, if you hit that $25 loss, you know that, okay, throughout this whole week, I can't trade. And so what that does is it forces you to only look for A+ setups. And it forces you to only take good setups because now you're questioning yourself, is this trade worth it? And after that, so speaking to someone that supports you, setting your weekly and daily goals or drawdown limits. The last thing I would say is if you feel like you're trading for money, I would definitely try and drop your risk dramatically. And the reason why I say this is because you need to separate the money concept and the market concept. You need to separate it, right? Yes, the market can make you money, but the markets is not made for you to make money, if that makes sense, okay? And I'm going to break that down for you guys. The markets can make you money. Likewise, you working in a job can make you money. But when you're at work, you do not think about the wins and the losses that the company is making. And that's the same with the market. You could not think about, okay, this trade is going to make me so and so money. You need to look at the markets like, okay, will this trade win? If it wins, I'm making around, let's say, 2-3%. Is it a good 1-to-2 or 1-to-3 risk to ratio? And not only that is, am I risking the percentage or am I risking enough for me to handle this loss? And so what happens is when you separate the money side to the market, that's how you get numb. And that's when you don't actually care. Because unfortunately with the apps as well, I understand that when you're trading, you always look at the money side. That's why what I do is I place my trade on MetaTrader 5 or place my trades on MetaTrader 4. And then I look at TradingView and that's it. And I just let my trades play. If I have to adjust it, I use the app. If not, I'm always looking at TradingView. And you'll probably notice that a lot as well, especially when you see my live webinars or if you're on my Discord server, you see I'm always updating with the charts and not my phone, okay? But guys, that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this bootcamp. I hope you guys enjoying this bootcamp, first of all. If you guys are enjoying, make sure you like and subscribe. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate. I know you guys are loving the bootcamp and you're always asking me questions and I'm trying to get to you as fast as possible. I really do appreciate all of you that are watching, especially if you watch this far. It means that you really, really do want to make it in trading and I really want to be with you guys and support you. So please, please join the Discord server, subscribe to the community, and share it to all your friends. Share it to any trader that you know, or any trader that wants to become a trader, or someone who wants to start investing. Share it to them so it can help the community grow, and so that the advice I'm giving you can also help other traders. But other than that, guys, I hope you have a good evening. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a profitable week. And guys, if you need any support, you can always drop me a message. I will always make sure to respond to you guys. And yeah, that's it, guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.